Perhaps you have never pondered this truth so profoundly before, but right now, in every single second that you exist, you are truly embarking on a wondrous journey through time, moving only in one direction, with no possibility of turning back. Imagine each breath you draw in, soft and warm, like a delicate little boat meticulously crafted from slender threads of sunlight, quietly gliding along the invisible river of existence. This boat carries you gently away from the moment that has just slipped by, where everything still felt warm and intimate, toward realms you have never yet touched. Behind you, memories gradually fade, not vanishing entirely but growing hazy like the final faint glow from a star that extinguished long ago, still lingering in the dark expanse, sending out feeble rays, like whispers from the past desperately trying to hold on. Ahead, countless fresh moments await in silence, swirling around you like unnamed planets twinkling in the darkness, full of promise and mystery, stirring your heart with a sensation that is both exciting and serene. Time is not some vague or distant concept, it weaves itself everywhere, in the gentle light filtering through the leaves outside your window, in the soft shadows enveloping your room at dusk, in the slow beat of your heart within your chest, and in the faint breeze slipping through a slightly ajar window, carrying the scent of damp earth and the coolness of night. There are times when you seem to stand still, sitting quietly by the window watching raindrops patter softly, yet in reality, you are drifting through thousands, even millions, of tiny moments with every blink of an eye, every flutter of your eyelashes. Everything you perceive, the warm light brushing your skin like a tender caress, the heat spreading from the surrounding air like an embracing hug, the subtle sounds echoing in your mind like a soothing lullaby. All these are merely small ripples shimmering on the endless ocean of time. Whether you lie motionless on a soft bed, listening to your own steady breathing, or gaze silently at the star-filled night sky sparkling above, you are still moving in harmony with the vast universe, where every planet spins wildly, every star flickers brightly, and every speck of cosmic dust dances in an eternal waltz. Everything flows away and then returns in different forms, like a leaf falling to the ground, transforming into soil, and then sprouting into a new tree. Time never abandons anyone, it only gently invites you to learn to listen to its own rhythm, the warm pulse in your chest, the deep breath in the air. If, upon hearing these words, your heart softens a little, a warm feeling spreads like a small stream flowing through your soul, perhaps you have truly touched that river, sensing a profound connection with everything around you. Stay a bit longer, to continue this journey with no destination alongside me, where every moment is precious and inspiring. The notion of time is often compared to an invisible river by people throughout history, but in truth, no such river actually exists there, only fragile waves of change, glistening under faint light like warm breath in the cold darkness. Each moment you live and feel is a tiny droplet separating from the infinite, rolling gently across your palm with a cool and fleeting sensation, then disappearing before you can even name it, leaving a warm void in your heart. Humanity has spent thousands of years, from ancient civilizations as glorious as those in Egypt with their massive pyramids built around 2,600 years before the Common Era, or in Greece with its philosophical academies flourishing from the 5th century before the Common Era, attempting to capture this elusive time, inventing the first mechanical clocks with steadily turning gears in medieval Europe around the 14th century of the Common Era, developing calendars aligned with seasonal changes dictated by the Earth's orbit, and dividing years into months to impose rhythm on life's chaos. Yet time retains no concrete shape, it does not flow within cold metal gears, does not rest on clock faces with deeply engraved numbers, does not resonate with the steady tick-tock of second hands like mechanical heartbeats. It lives only in your sensations, in the slow shift of light on your living room wall where golden sunbeams gradually turn orange then purple as sunset descends, in the new wrinkle appearing at the corner of your eye after joyful smiles or restless nights, in the wind that changes from the cool morning dew to the warm afternoon glow. On peaceful afternoons, sunlight falls lazily on rooftops like a lingering golden streak, stretching across red tiles, making everything seem frozen in warm stillness, with distant birdsong blending harmoniously with the faint fragrance of milk flowers. But even in that stillness, millions of atoms vibrate ceaselessly in the air, billions of tiny moments pass silently without a sound, like dust particles dancing in sunbeams, unnoticed by you. We do not hear time's voice, only its echo within us, like a gentle whisper from the depths. The heartbeat is the only remaining murmur of that river, each beat a second vanishing, a piece of life drifting away forever, leaving a space filled with nostalgia. In childhood, time resembles a cool stream flowing slowly through endless long days, where you can run and play on lush green fields, measure summers by warm sunlight filtering through tree canopies, count years with tiny fingers raised in the fresh breeze, full of innocent joy. As we grow older, the stream suddenly becomes a powerful waterfall, sweeping us along so swiftly that we no longer notice each petal falling softly to the ground, each precious moment passing like a fleeting gust. The speed of time itself never changes, only the swimmer in the river alters, burdened with increasing worries, responsibilities, and complex emotions. Perhaps this is why we sometimes miss a past moment as if mourning a loved one gone forever, because time carries everything away but never truly buries anything. It transforms all into warm memories, preserved in the heart like old photographs brimming with emotion. Lift your head to gaze at the vast night sky, and you will see stars still shining brilliantly, sparkling like diamonds on a mystical black canvas. But that light left its source hundreds, thousands, or even millions of years ago, as revealed by the latest observations from the James Webb Space Telescope launched in the year 2021, allowing us to peer deeper into the early universe forming over 13 billion years ago. Each star is a meaningful message to the present from a distant past, like love letters from the ancient cosmos. We live immersed in layers of light from things long lost. Time is not just a flow but a mirror reflecting where every image arrives late, slowly and surprisingly. Sometimes we gaze unknowingly into the universe's own past, admiring a colossal painting drawn with light from the Big Bang approximately 13.8 billion years ago. According to updated data from recent space missions like those from the Planck satellite concluding its operations in 2013. Every glance you take is a journey, only you may not realize you have been traveling for so long, with each ray of light entering your eye a trip backward into cosmic history. In its deepest essence, time has no fixed direction. It is merely the universe's subtle arrangement of events, like an artist placing notes on a grand symphony. We label what has passed as the past with warm memories, what is coming as the future with sparkling hopes, but these are fragile names to comfort human memory's helplessness, helping us feel some control. Every dust particle floating in your room's air, every ray of light slipping through the window crack in golden hues, every warm breath you inhale is drifting along with you, gently and irretrievably. No true boundary exists between this second and the previous one, only the notion of change strong enough to convince us a swift river flows, carrying sense of memories and warmth of the future. Some say time is a sneaky thief, but perhaps it is a masterful storyteller, taking nothing but slowly rewriting every word in the vast cosmic diary, with pages of light and shadow. When a lush green leaf falls to the damp ground with a soft rustle, it does not vanish completely, it changes form, becoming fertile soil nurturing new trees, seeds sprouting, vapor rising to the sky. Everything merely switches roles in life's play, no one truly leaves the stage. Time is the grand theatre, and we are fleeting actors in an endless performance, with stage lights as twinkling stars and applause as whispering winds. Sometimes we think we control everything, steering life's boat, but in reality, time observes us patiently, unhurried like moonlight quietly shining through the night window, casting gentle silver streaks on the floor. In that profound darkness, time appears clearer than ever, not in the cold tick-tock of a wall clock but in absolute silence, in the space between two deep breaths, where you can hear blood flowing in your veins. In the moment you realize you are alive, feeling the air's warmth touch your skin, a special quiet exists only when you stop counting time, simply listening to its whisper. Then, the river no longer rushes but becomes a still mirror, reflecting everything that was, is, and will be, a feeling both peaceful like a mother's embrace and chilling like seeing yourself from the other side of time, full of mystery and emotion. Try closing your eyes right now, and you will feel it clearly. a slow drift like a gentle stream, warmth exhaling from your chest spreading through your body, an endless formless space yet brimming with life. All external sounds fade away, dissolving like morning mist under the sun, leaving only the fragile yet sturdy thread of existence. Each breath you take is a short river segment, carrying away the old and weary worries, leaving warm space for the new to seep in, like dawn bringing hope. In that space, we realize time is not a fearsome enemy, it is the universe's vast heartbeat, neither hurried nor sluggish, existing so all things know they are alive, vibrating in the eternal dance. Ancient thinkers, from the Greek philosopher Heraclitus over 2,500 years ago around 535 before the Common Era, said one cannot step twice into the same river, but with time, we cannot step even once, for the moment your hand touches the cool water, it has already vanished, flowing away forever. We only touch its shimmering illusion, the luminous boundary between being and non-being, poetic and melancholic. There is something gently sorrowful yet beautifully radiant in that passing, a soft sadness like distant cello music evoking days that cannot return, beloved faces existing only in the heart's warm memories. Time does not erase everything, it makes them more transparent, like crystal sparkling under the sun, easy to see through yet full of feeling. Gaze deeply into the vast space beyond your window, and you will see no clear beginning or end. The river of time originates from nowhere specific and flows to no particular destination. Merely the endless motion of existence, a gentle dance that never ceases though no one truly hears its melody. Traveling in that river is not a far-fetched dream but what we do every second, every warm breath, not with metal machines or light speed, but with life pulsing in every cell of your body. And perhaps what makes time most mysterious and inspiring is our constant attempt to go against it, to hold on to a sunny day with echoing laughter, a loved one with warm arms, a happy moment with familiar scents, to cling to a faded glance in memory. But going against time is defying the vast universe itself, an act both proudly courageous and desperately moving. For that river cares not where we wish to go, it only flows gently, irresistibly, without distinguishing rich or poor, joy or sorrow. Everything will pass, but in that passing, all beauty is preserved in a place we cannot touch with hands, only feel with the heart. Amid the deep night under a sky full of stars like precious jewels, pay closer attention, that gentle light, that cool breeze, that crisp chill, all pass through you softly, carrying time from the ancient universe itself. You are not outside that river, you are the river, with each breath a small wave lapping the shore, each glance an orbiting path, each dream a colorful voyage. Everything still flows quietly, beautiful enough to make one want to pause just to listen to its whisper, to feel the wondrous connection with all things. But what would happen if that river suddenly stopped flowing, if everything fell into absolute stillness? There are rare moments in life when the world around becomes so quiet you think time has completely halted, like an early morning shrouded in fog, light suspended in midair like tiny crystal particles, dust floating like trapped stars in peaceful dawn, not a sound except your own breathing. Sounds gradually vanish, leaving only fragile breath like distant waves from a shoreless sea, poetic and tranquil. In that instant, you feel standing outside the flow of everything, as if the universe holds its breath with you, as if all awaits something nameless, full of hope and mystery. Albert Einstein, the great physicist born in the year 1879 and passing away in 1955, once said the distinction between past, present, and future is merely a stubbornly persistent illusion in the human mind. That statement is like an unexpected cold wind passing through your thoughts, leaving a puzzling yet contemplative void, making you pause and reflect. For we live in that illusion daily, counting seconds on wristwatches with steady ticks, regretting minutes lost in lazy afternoons, believing everything flows away irretrievably. But according to the theory of relativity Einstein published in the years 1905 for special relativity and 1916 for general relativity, time does not flow like a river. There is no rushing river at all. All moments coexist in parallel, silent and perfect like frames in a pre-filmed movie, with every detail exquisitely arranged. We, the viewers, merely step slowly from one frame to the next, imagining we live in continuous motion full of emotion. Think of a classic film you love. Every vivid image, every emotional scene already lies on the long reel. No separate past, no distant future, only simultaneous existence of all moments. Light on the big screen creates the illusion of smooth movement, just as time creates the illusion of a life full of change and feeling. What we call now is merely one brightly illuminated frame, with vibrant colors and resounding sounds. Everything you have done, every warm word to a loved one, every tear rolling down your cheek in sadness, every radiant smile under the sun, all exist somewhere in that reel, intact, just waiting their turn to be lit for you to feel again. Viewed this way, the universe becomes a gigantic sculpture made of shimmering light and mysterious shadow. Every moment, every person with smiles and tears, every familiar object carved deeply into that space-time block, unchanging and eternal like a masterpiece of art. Nothing truly disappears, only your position in the structure shifts slowly, like strolling through an ancient garden. You do not move in time, you move through thin slices of the universe, like navigating a pre-built maze from the dawn of creation, where every turn existed before you entered, full of surprises and inspiration. In that four-dimensional space, the past is not behind you like a hazy shadow, the future not ahead like a distant horizon. Both coexist side by side in a symphony composed long ago, with high and low notes full of emotion. That feeling is both beautifully radiant and coldly lonely, like standing in an empty ancient temple where every sound echoes forever without fading, leaving a touching resonance in the heart. You realize you may never have lived truly freely, only passing through images replayed from the universe's vast film. A character in an endless script equals reading their own lines with a familiar voice, full of nostalgia. That thought sends a slight shiver but also ignites deep curiosity. If all moments are pre-shaped, where is true freedom? Do we really choose anything, or merely follow a path unknowingly, with decisions seeming free but already etched? Perhaps surging emotions, radiant joy, lingering sadness, passionate love are all pre-carved reactions in time's structure, like chapters in life's book. Every warm hand touch, every deep gaze may be tiny bright points in existence's infinite map, lit at the right moment as if programmed by the universe's invisible hand. Yet amid these profound philosophical questions, something gentle and comforting spreads like morning sunlight. For in a world where all moments coexist immortally, nothing truly vanishes forever. The person who left you still exists in another frame, where their smile remains brilliantly intact, their voice echoes warmly. Memories do not dissolve like smoke, they drift beyond the current frame's reach, awaiting relighting. Perhaps in some universe slice, you still sit in an old peaceful afternoon, hearing wind rustle through green trees, golden sunlight lingering on your hair, carrying fresh grass scent and warmth. That, now, never died. It lies quietly in time's mosaic of light, waiting for reminiscence. Modern physicists, building on general relativity and quantum models updated through the year 2025, call this the block universe, a structure where space and time unite into one unchanging entity. No flow, only immutable existence. Imagine a colossal sculpture of shimmering light and mystical shadow, extending infinitely in all directions, with exquisite details. You are a tiny point on its surface, moving by personal feeling full of emotion, but nothing truly changes. All motion is the observer's illusion, like seeing images dance in an optical painting. Time in essence has no before or after, only eternal is. Thinking of this, the world around transforms miraculously. The wall clock's sound is no longer a count of sad loss but a gentle tap of a symphony playing on countless layers simultaneously, full of harmony and inspiration. Light through the window is no longer a sign of an ordinary new day but a warm greeting from another universe slice, carrying breaths of distant moments. Each moment you live does not flow away uselessly, it recedes into the eternal block to make way for another brightly lit. Nothing truly leaves you, light merely shifts direction gently, like the sun rising and setting. In that stillness, you begin feeling small like a dust speck drifting in vast space, insignificant in immensity yet eternal in existence. Each of your breaths is a tiny oscillation in the space-time field, too small to measure with even the most advanced devices like those at the Large Hadron Collider operational since 2008, but leaving a forever mark, like a fingerprint on sand. Perhaps this distinguishes humans from cold stars, the ability to recognize we exist, feel, vibrate with life. Though only a brief moment in the universe's gigantic statue, you can still feel you are here, gazing at the night sky with twinkling stars, hearing wind whisper, living in a small slice of eternity full of meaning. That sensation carries warm comfort, spreading like a stream. For if all moments coexist immortally, nothing truly disappears completely. Every loving word echoes, every tight warm hug, every rolling tear still exists somewhere, frozen in some frame forever, waiting for recall. Time does not take away, it preserves where hands cannot reach but the heart can. Whenever you remember something beautiful, light from that frame gently reflects, illuminating your mind to remind it never truly left. From this perspective, time travel is no longer about complex machines or superluminal speeds. It is returning to other slices in the block universe, like rewinding an old film with nostalgic images. You may have done this in dreams, unconsciously opening doors between frames, smelling fresh wet grass, hearing long ago laughter. Perhaps in deep reminiscence, when memories become vivid enough to feel old sunlight's warmth, you truly return without moving space or time, only through strong consciousness, the only thing moving between universe slices without trace. Everything stands unchanging, only light moves slowly, illuminating parts of eternity, making you think the world changes constantly. Like a viewer in a dark theater watching the screen brighten with moving scenes, believing the story unfolds live, when it was written long ago with perfect details. Time stillness is not frightening, it is strange and alluring, making you realize life is not a hasty journey to somewhere but a complete painting where every point matters though existing only briefly. Understanding this deeply, you may slow your race against the clock, fear less that everything will vanish like smoke, regret less the past with melancholic sadness, for all beauty remains in silence, in gentle light, in the universe's vast static block. Just pause a little, listen to your own breathing, and you will hear time not as cold ticks but your own steady warm breath, full of life and inspiration. From here, the idea of moving between frames suddenly holds strange allure, magical and inviting, like a silent promise from the universe. For in a world where all moments coexist in parallel, time travel is not breaking harsh laws but learning to see other parts of the vast painting, a journey going nowhere but deepening in perception and emotion. Since the first humans looked up at the mystical night sky in ancient times, perhaps as far back as 100,000 years ago in early Homo sapiens eras, those sparkling eyes held a strange longing not just to seek twinkling stars but to step through them, to return to where they stood with warm memories or advance to untouched places with radiant hopes. The dream of time travel sprouted from those earliest days, when people sat around warm crackling fires, watching embers fade in the cold night, thinking of what passed with lingering longing, of what was to come with endless curiosity, amid wind rustling through dense forests carrying scents of decaying leaves and earth. Perhaps the first question arose in primitive minds: could we somehow go back, full of hope and emotion? From ancient Greek myths with powerful gods reversing fate's wheel, heroes bravely meeting themselves between dramatic eras, that dream took vivid form. Humans created stories of travelers between ages not just to satisfy rich imagination but to console themselves against irreversible losses pain. For what is more agonizing than knowing time flows only one way, every loss unchangeable like an unhealing heart wound? In every tale of time machines hidden under shiny metal and blinding light lies a deep whisper of regret, full of feeling. Then thousands of years passed slowly, from flickering torches in caves to bright electric bulbs invented by Thomas Edison in 1879. From symbol-carved stone slabs to modern printers producing millions of books, that dream never faded, burning in humanity's soul. Until Herbert George Wells, born in 1866, penned The Time Machine in 1895, giving the dream concrete vivid shape. A brass and crystal machine piercing time like a ship crossing stormy oceans. That book was not just entertaining fiction but an inspiring declaration that humans can imagine to the universe's limits. Wells laid the first solid brick for an eternal question in modern physics: can time be bent like soft fabric under a hand? Since then, the time machine idea ceased being pure fantasy, becoming a serious hypothesis in physics, touched by complex mathematical equations, curving formulas, science-shaped dreams, with research updated from string theory and black holes through the year 2025. Einstein's spacetime is not a flat unchanging backdrop but a soft fabric that warps, ripples gently, stretches under massive matter's weight like planets, stars, or galaxies. Earth spins, the sun blazes, giant galaxies swirl, all bending surrounding spacetime miraculously, like a pond rippling from a thrown pebble. If future technology could control that curvature, we might fold the universe's fabric like creasing smooth white paper with intelligent human hands, making distant ends touch gently. Points separated by millions of light years or millions of years could connect in an instant, opening paths like magical doors through eternity. That image is both poetically beautiful and overwhelmingly moving, a white paper folded so ends meet, bridging past and future. Thus, theoretical travel is no longer impossible, with mathematical models like closed time-like curves discussed in recent physics conferences up to 2025. Each physics equation becomes a hopeful whisper that one day we might meet ourselves at another point, chatting with a younger energetic version or seeing a future with advanced technologies. In that moment, humans become dream wanderers in spacetime, humble before immensity yet proud before intellectual capability. Proud for daring to touch the universe's deepest structure, yet trembling at the heavy price, full of emotion. For to bend time, we must bend solid causality laws. Each fold is a small crack in causality's foundation, each step through the door an unanswered question, full of reflection. Who waits on the other side with a warm smile, or just ourselves in different form at another time looking back with nostalgic eyes? In modern scientific dreams, something resembles ancient poetic ones. Both start with the desire to cross harsh boundaries. Humans want to return to when everything was intact with familiar sense, fix a small mistake with regret, hold a departed loved one with warm arms, see their stories end with curiosity. But nearing that boundary, we realize deeply, time does not easily allow casual crossing. Imagine folding spacetime so moments touch gently like clasped hands. At the contact point, past and future intertwine, all laws shatter like glass. A tiny dust speck here could cause a star explosion there. A warm breath could alter the universe's vast wind. All blend like water meeting itself in a whirlpool, no clear start or end, only endless circles full of mystery. Physicists call this closed time-like curves, paths curving so far you return to the start not in space but time, like an emotional loop. But the path is not smooth, full of moving paradoxes. For if you return to the past, meet your younger self, say something different, change a small detail like a smile, what happens to life's flow? Would the universe allow it or bend to avoid contradiction, protecting harmony? Some theories say time protects itself subtly. Every action is pre-recorded in the unchanging universe structure, like a finished book. The time traveler can return but cannot alter, all efforts lead to the same familiar outcome. A subtle closed loop you cannot escape, the universe somehow prevents collapse under self-created paradoxes, wisely. But other creative hypotheses say each past change births a new universe branch instantly, like light splitting through a prism into countless colorful spectra. Every small decision, warm action, emotional choice creates endless parallel timelines. In that universe, all possibilities exist side by side. Perhaps in another branch you did not leave with sadness, in another you never met with joy, in another the world remains peaceful before change with gentle wind. That idea is both gently comforting and frighteningly chilling. Comforting because no absolute loss, frightening because you realize you are one of countless self-versions. Each copy lives in its own reality slice, with different stories but the same soul. Perhaps in this moment, another you watches a red sunset, feeling the same melancholic sadness, same warm memory differing only in choice details. The universe becomes your maze with countless turns full of surprises, emotional endings, countless selves lost in spacetime next. There, the time machine is not cold metal and powerful energy but a symbol of deepest human dream, to touch existence's essence with trembling hands. For time traveling is not seeking a specific point but meaning in living, answering humanity's oldest question with a whisper, what is real, what mere shimmering time illusion? Those dreams burn today. In modern labs with cold white light, equations curve like invisible rivers on blackboards. In peaceful sleep, someone dreams meeting the lost with warm arms. Both are the same inspiring act, trying to fold the universe's fabric to touch something past with lingering memory. Whether through precise science or vast remembrance, humans are always masterful time travelers, not with complex machines but vivid memories. Belief the past lingers in some unlit frame, forever sparkling. But in all efforts, a poetic hazy limit, a silence between frames where theories dissolve like sparkling stardust. For perhaps the universe is not made for easy reversal, perhaps time flows forward like wind through an unclosing door, carrying new hopes. And each attempt to bend it, paradoxes appear like shadows, causality's thin threads vibrating gently reminding some paths are for distant viewing, not entering to avoid shattering harmony. In a dimly lit room with quiet air, pale blue computer screen light illuminates a thoughtful face, eyes gleaming with curiosity. On it, a physics formula appears clearly, twisting like an endless circle, full of mystery. Everything starts from a seemingly simple yet profound question. What if we return to the past with a time machine? Somewhere in the enveloping silence, that question opens a deep abyss full of emotion. Inside is one of humanity's strangest paradoxes, the grandfather paradox, proposed by physicists in the 20th century. The image emerges vividly. A time traveler steps from his machine with a soft hum, amid hazy smoke from disordered sparkling rays. He stands in an old peaceful afternoon, where the world knows nothing of him, with fresh air and grass scent. Trees still lush green, unfamiliar nostalgic sounds like birdsong and breeze, faces of long-gone people with warm smiles. He knows what he will do, but his heart trembles slightly with emotion, pulse quickening. For one small action, everything could vanish, including himself with a life full of memories. The paradox is told as a simple yet captivating story. A person returns to the past to prevent his grandfather from meeting his grandmother on a fateful afternoon. Without that meeting with first glances, his parents would not be born in loving arms, meaning he would not exist to return and perform the action. A closed circle biting its own tail like the ancient serpent Ouroboros, both hopeful start and tragic end. In that moment, space becomes silent enough to hear time cracking with eerie resonance. For this paradox not only breaks common logic but challenges causality, the foundation the entire universe operates harmoniously, from tiny atoms to giant galaxies. Everything we know relies on clear sequence, cause leading to effect like a seed sprouting into a tree. But here, cause and effect tangle into an inseparable mass, full of chaos yet fascinating. The before is no longer before, the after no longer after. Everything becomes a closed loop where time devours itself like eternal hunger. Physics hates chaotic contradictions, but such contradictions are where understanding shakes, opening new possibilities full of inspiration and surprise. Perhaps the grandfather paradox does not exist in reality because the universe would not allow it brutally. Some physicists believe if we try changing the past, the universe self-adjusts subtly to avoid contradiction, like a self-healing system. No matter your good intentions, the final outcome leads to the same familiar reality. Another door closes gently, another path opens unexpectedly, ensuring everything reaches the predetermined point. In that vision, the universe is a perfect self-balancing system, wise and gentle. Every action is accounted for in the grand design, every result in the unchanging space-time structure. No true wrong choice, no chaotic branch, everything different ways to the same warm destination. A cold physical fate yet complete, like a mirror reflecting all that was, is, and will be with every moving detail. Pause a moment to feel this deeply, like sitting by a peaceful lake. The thought that all moments are pre-written, all movements in the universe's symphony with varying notes. You are not completely free but following an unchangeable melody, yet how beautiful that melody. Each strong heartbeat, deep breath, seemingly free decision is part of a pre-shaped flow, poetic. Perhaps when you think you choose a path with vibrating heart, the universe has known the outcome long with a mysterious smile. Light on the sea surface gradually shifts from gold to orange, small waves reflecting distant sparkling sky. Like time, flowing but not entirely disappearing, only changing form, like water evaporating then raining. A droplet vaporizes into white clouds, falls as cool rain. A closed cycle repeating forever but never identical, full of surprise. Perhaps time is similar, repeating countless times in cosmological models like cyclic universes proposed in theories up to 2025, but we only conscious of a thin slice with personal emotions. The grandfather paradox makes us look at ourselves in the mirror with thoughtful eyes. Deep in every heart, humans carry the desire to fix something small yet meaningful. An unsaid word with trembling voice, a glance not held longer with shyness, an arm not reached before everything changes forever with pain. We dream of returning to trade for a different outcome, full of hope. But perhaps all efforts lead back to the warm starting point, where things could not be otherwise. In that image, the serpent Ouroboros appears vividly, coiling in vast space, mouth-biting tail symbolizing eternity, both destroying and renewing, like time with no clear start, no tragic end, each moment devouring the previous then devoured by the next in emotional loops. An endless reincarnation chain of time itself, full of philosophy. Perhaps the universe has no absolute before or after, only simultaneous swirls layering like hazy sparkling light. In that hazy light, we realize something strange and inspiring. Perhaps the paradox is not theory's flaw but human perception's limit of one-directional time. We can only see one way, so any twist seems paradoxical, full of confusion. But from the universe's vast view, everything is another form of complete harmony. Like gazing at a circular luminous band, unsure where start or end. Everything merges into one, motionless yet flowing vigorously. Perhaps the grandfather paradox is no mistake, only humans not vast enough to see the larger picture with all moving details. In that picture, you, grandfather, past, present, future are tiny points on one single curve. Touching one touches all with miraculous connection. Night falls slowly, sky opening countless light windows from distant stars. Those stars like universe memories shining toward you from millions of years ago with faint yet persistent light. You look at them in warm present, but truly gazing into vivid past. Each light a delayed meaningful message, each ray a gentle reverse time journey. To some degree, we live with that paradox every time we gaze at the night sky with full emotion. Perhaps reverse time travel needs no complex machine, no math formula, only shimmering light, warm memory, and sensitive mind's ability. Each time you remember something past with spreading warmth, you have traveled gently. But you cannot truly change anything, only look back like standing outside a misty clear glass, seeing all clearly, touching nothing but emotion. In a light breeze carrying fresh leaf scent, the universe's voice whispers far yet close. Everything happened cannot change, not because locked but because perfect in its own arrangement, full of meaning. The time river deviates not, we just misunderstand its winding flow. Perhaps reverse time travel is another way to learn gentle acceptance. Accept that all lost was once yours with warmth. Every past moment leaves traces in you like grain in ancient wood. Nothing truly vanishes, only renames, reshapes, returns in another breath full of hope. Amid the universe's vast silence, the grandfather paradox becomes a gentle reminder that every choice is part of the grand whole, every path leads to itself with perfection. No mistake, no right or wrong, only continuous motion full of inspiration. Time like light from a distant star never stops, only changes how we see it with new angles. And in the moment you realize this, you stop wanting to return, instead living the present fully with open heart. An invisible door opens in vast emptiness, no sound but breeze, only a soft white light stream slowly swirling like thin smoke in air. In that light, Igor Novikov's thought, the Soviet physicist born in 1937, floats like a small paper in the ocean. He did not write captivating fiction but a simple bold principle: all time travel events self-adjust to avoid contradiction, wisely. A self-contained world like a glass crack sealing instantly before clear view. The traveler's image emerges vividly again. This time he stands before a hazy past door, hands trembling lightly with emotion, eyes burning with determination. He wants to change something important, an old mistake with regret, a painful loss with tears. He steps through, falling into a light vortex folding around with gentle hum. Everything spins then dissolves into peaceful silence. Opening eyes, the world recedes decades with fresher air. Cooler air with wildflower scent, sun in different sky position, birds singing louder in canopies. He smiles then runs with pounding heart, intending heroic fate fix. But each footstep on soft ground leads exactly where history needs, like gentle destiny. Each action he thinks changes something grand actually makes it happen precisely as before with strange accuracy. By preventing a seeming tragedy, he becomes its unknowing cause. As if time is an intelligent river self-adjusting flow to always reach the embracing sea. Novikov called this the self-consistency principle, a way the universe self-protects from paradoxes subtly, widely discussed in quantum physics to date. Everything unfolds so no matter human effort with strong will, final outcome unchanged. The time traveler can become part of warm past but never rewrite it with new ink. He is merely a note already in the symphony, just arriving to sound melodiously. The scene shifts slowly like an old film with soothing background music. A person places hand on the closed door looking back where he passed with thoughtful eyes. He understands he cannot truly change, only witness with vibrating heart. All his actions already in timeline from before, no absolutely free choice. Perhaps he thinks he decides with will, but the universe knew long ago. Each quick blink, deep breath is inseparable event chain part, full of harmony. On imaginary time wall, threads connect with tight knots like sparkling spider web. A butterfly flaps gently, dust falls slowly, a person turns unexpectedly, all in that structure with precision. No mistake, no right-wrong, only symmetric beautiful consistency. The world in Novikov's principle is a gigantic inspiring symphony. All notes written beforehand but we live in it, hearing first time as if surprising full of emotion. An unchangeable melody yet feelable in countless personal ways. Time travel then is not superhuman power but invitation to rehear the universe's music in another verse of the same immortal song. Light in the room fades gently, leaving distant clock like ancient universe pulse. Each tick warm present, each talk just closed past gently. Between sounds vast silence where time not rushing, where you see all slices coexist parallel. In that silence, events seem to rearrange harmoniously, like fallen glass pieces reassembling into old beautiful shape. No one controls with hand, no rough intervention, just reality's structure self-perfecting miraculously. Perhaps self-consistency is not dry physics rule but universe instinct, where it preserves its story with love. Like human body slowly healing wounds, time closes potential contradictions. It does not allow disordering existing order, not cruelly but because that makes it eternal. In slow poetic frame, you see time traveler sit on soft ground, eyes distant full of peace. He realizes his actions not futile, just not as imagined initially. He cannot save loved one with arms, but made her present in life exactly with beautiful memories. The pain, loss, meeting, parting, all unified. Cannot swap, avoid, or lack. He smiles first, feeling peace in gentle helplessness. The perhaps most frightening is not inability to change but knowing we never fully control, yet in that is freedom to feel. All warm memories, precious moments woven with pre-existing threads. We only follow slowly with our emotions, full of color. A light breeze blows carrying fresh damp earth and crisp night chill, caressing skin. In the sky, stars stand silent but their light still approaches, crossing endless voids, millions of years with persistence. They too follow same self-consistency principle. That light chooses no path but its path perfect to every photon. It arrives where it must, not a second early, not a moment late, not a bit off. Like us, self-consistency does not kill freedom but artistically reshapes it. Freedom not in changing rigid outcome but in feeling the journey full of emotion. In a pre-written symphony, the artist still plays with burning heart. Perhaps we cannot rewrite time with ink, but live each moment like first hearing with surprise and love. In that silence, time notion gently dissolves. Past, present, future no longer separate. Just three faces of same precious gem reflecting each other sparkling, no clear head or tail. Touch one face with finger, all vibrate harmoniously. When you cry for something past with rolling tears, entire universe resounds with longing echo. When you smile radiantly, perhaps a distant star shines brighter with new light. Novikov's self-consistency principle is not just math formula but universe whisper of warm completeness. No thing truly out of place, everything unfolding needs to with its reason. Even gnawing regret, intense desire to reverse time are inseparable parts of this symphony, full of humanity. Then light turns gently like steady breath, enveloping everything with arms. The traveler vanishes not from tragic failure but returning to his place in grand story. A small bright point among myriad others reconnecting unbroken flow. In silent space only a floating thought like morning mist. Perhaps time needs no thorough understanding, only heart listening. For each moment already gentle answer. And in universe consistency, every question answered beforehand by your very existence, full of meaning and inspiration. In the profound darkness of cosmic space like space's breath where light slows amid strong gravity fields lies a mysterious path woven from reality's solid structure. People call it a spacetime wormhole, a theoretical tunnel connecting distant points in the universe, potentially allowing shortcuts through space and even time. As proposed in general relativity solutions like the Einstein-Rosen bridge from 1935, though traversable versions require exotic matter with negative energy density, a concept explored in papers by physicists like Kip Thorne in the late 20th century and simulated in quantum computers by 2022. Imagine two ends of a folded fabric touching, one in your present room with familiar scents, the other in a childhood garden full of laughter, light bending through the curve carrying you instantly. Wormholes remain hypothetical, unstable without stabilization mechanisms, yet they fuel dreams of instant leaps across the block universe, perhaps one day realized with advanced physics beyond current understanding in 2025. In that possibility, time's river bends into loops, inviting us to step through not against flow but along hidden currents, full of wonder and infinite potential.
Gravity well. I can't break free.